And so part of the mission I'm on right now is to see, is there a way we can transform this place where, like, if my dad was here now, he'd say, I love Fresno.
Tell me a little bit about what the priorities of the city leaders of Fresno are in this very exciting time we're living through.
So the priorities right now are along a couple of different fronts. Homeless housing, that is just huge, homelessness and housing. So we've got a project right now working with the state to go ahead and purchase some motels and use those as some transitional housing. And on a parallel path, we're trying to build new affordable housing and inclusive economic development. That's another high priority for the mayor. And really that builds off of the work from the Regions Rise and the Drive initiative here in the Valley that, for too long we have been chasing economic development, but, we kind of did it without the lens of social equity and how do we provide opportunities for all of our residents in some of those places where maybe they don't have access to the same education and economic opportunities. Another big initiative is downtown development. We'll have one of the first high-speed rail stations in the nation, so we think that could be a very, very strong anchor for the city of Fresno. We're already kind of dubbed it the station district, and we're starting to work with high-speed rail to do some planning around what might that look like. We want to change our curb appeal. We're going to have to make the investment in ourselves. And can we instill a little pride amongst our community so that as we look to attract other folks to come to the city, they have the same amount of pride.
Tell me a little bit about, your personal story that you bring to this work.
I was born here in the Valley, just about 11 miles from City Hall in a little town called Sanger. My mom and dad are born and raised in the Valley. When I was about 6 years old, we moved to the Bay Area. And I grew up in the Bay Area, went to college in the Bay Area, graduated. Everybody's here, so we always came back and just kept seeing it not progress. And my dad would say, man, I'm glad I moved to the Bay Area. So I had traveled all over the country, and our kids graduated from college. My wife said, hey, I'm ready to go back home. And so we said, let's go to Fresno. And that's really the personal mission I'm kind of on, is to make this place that somewhere that people say, I can work, live, play, raise a family, start a business in Fresno and be successful.
But it is one of many places where there are people with strong political opinions on different sides of each issue. How do you, as city manager, how does the mayor kind of navigate those really strong, kind of political opinions to really act in the public good?
One of the things we can rely on, that we've been relying on, is just the history of the city. I mean, just look at the history of the city in terms of economic output, education attainment, home ownership. Maybe we can choose a different path. Right now is that moment where maybe we can look at this inclusive economic development to raise all the boats, to look at distributing some of the projects and programs that the investments that we make in communities. Let's put some investment in some of these communities that historically may have been underserved. It's a simple things like the litter cleanups. We did the Great American Cleanup 2 weeks ago. We had hoped we can get 600 volunteers to show up. We got 1,200 volunteers to show up. And they cleaned all over the city. We had a big celebration downtown. And I think people are giving me an opportunity to participate, and I will participate. And so I think that's been really helpful, that the mayor's just reached out and got people to reach across the lines, no matter where you live, what zip code, what political affiliation. Let's make our city better together. And I talked to my dad about it all the time. He's still alive. I said, here's what we're doing, Dad. Here's what we're doing, Dad. And he's very excited. He goes, oh, I wish that happened when I was there.